Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce, my name is Aditya Marwah. I come from Medan, North Sumatra. Born on October 1st, 2001. Here I will tell you about my daily life apart from high school. I have a daily life that is just a waste of time like sleeping and playing games. But I have hobbies and skills such as motorcycle modification and video editing. In my video, this is my daily life. Check the condition of the motorcycle engine, motorcycle electricity, and others. Then, when I'm not in the mood to play games or are bored, I often do video editing. In this video, I also explain my daily life about video editing, study for editing using the KineMaster application, VN, and After Effects. That's that's all from me, Aditya Marwa.
The video is about Mr. Bean wants to cook spaghetti from pasta noodles for lunch with his girlfriend. But Mr. Bean is a hard time cooking pasta noodles. He could not submerge the pasta in the stove pot. So Mr. Bean found a unique way to cook pasta noodles. Mr. Bean cooks with a bathtub in the bedroom to be able to drown the pasta noodles. As time goes by, the day begins tonight. Well, the used to pasta noodles for lunch has now become dinner because the pasta noodles take a long time to boil. His lover, who had been waiting for a long time to hold back his hunger, was confused when he looked Mr. Bean coming out of the bedroom instead of the kitchen. When Mr. Bean managed to boil the pasta noodles, he immediately went to the kitchen to put the noodles on the plate. But when you want to put pasta noodles, you need a fork. Instantly saw the fork as holding Mr. Bean without being in the window. Without thinking, Mr. Bean immediately, without being in the window, without thinking, Mr. Bean immediately looked it and paused for a few seconds the window. When Mr. Bean heard a strange sound and looked behind him, he immediately panicked and threw the pasta noodles over in the sink. However, when Mr. Bean looked at the sink again, the pasta noodles had been wasted and Mr. Bean was annoyed. The way I am gonna tell me from the Central Bus Station, the Horizon High School first things station to the Horizon High School. First things you do is get to the edge hill road and then turn right on the Clark Street. Go straight until you find the junction, then turn left to the third F. Just go straight till you find the traffic light. You will find Horizon High School on the right side.
Okay, my name is Arisha, and I would like to give my opinion. The first issue is cryptocurrency brings more harm than good and should be banned. First of all, I would like to say that cryptocurrency brings more harm than good and should be banned because the medium of exchange only uses cryptography. That was means that there is no guarantee of assets from the investment invested. The fluctuation in the price of digital money are also very high, so that it becomes one of the most speculative trading transactions.
Uh, okay, I don't think so. Cryptocurrency was deliberately created as a solution to the complexity of the conventional financial and banking transaction. By using cryptocurrency, we can make transactions more quickly and practically compared to cash. Moreover, the advantage of cryptocurrency is the potential for a large increase in the value of the currency. This will certainly provide benefits.
I agree with you that cryptocurrency more quickly and practically. On the other hand, the easier the transaction, the higher risk of fraud. Then, when you are taking a very high risk, what happens if it crashes? These are first aspect of cryptocurrencies. A lot of complexity are involved. There is a positive aspect in terms of the use of blockchain technology, but then there are risks involved because it is speculative.
I am not sure about that. In fact, cryptocurrencies are safer than real currencies. We can make financial transactions with also all real identities such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and blah blah blah. Besides that, we can make transaction more quickly and practically. For example, to make transfer to a foreign account, we usually have to make the transaction on working days and hours. As for transaction using cryptocurrencies, we can do it at any time with or having to wait for hours and working days.
So, to put it simply, cryptocurrency brings more harm than good and should be banned because the medium of exchange only uses cryptography.
Okay, in the end, not just bring world harm. Cryptocurrency uh, also brings good things such as good things, such as we can make transactions more quickly and practically. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aditya, and me as pro student in Indonesian high school should be allowed to take classes in programming language such as Java or Python to fulfill foreign language requirement. In my opinion, students in my Indonesian high school should be able to make classes in my programming language such as Java or Python to fulfill foreign language requirement. Why? I have some point. First, purpose of adding computer programming is to expand that school. Second, familiarity with computer language is one of the few skills that can lead directly to high-paying jobs without the need for a 4 year degree. Three, learning and using this coding language tap into the same language regions of the brain that learning a foreign language does.
I agree with some point. However, foreign languages are complex. Commonly taught ones, like Spanish, consist of nearly 10,000 words as compared to 100 words for most coding languages. Critics claim they are natural languages or on the same level of learning difficulty as foreign languages. Not only that, foreign languages are used and allow global communication, connection, and interaction, while programming languages are languages for carrying out command to a computer.
Uh, in terms of the cognitive advanced learning system of science, symbol and rules are used to communicate that is the language. Study improve thinking by challenging the brain to recognize, negotiate meaning, and master different language patterns. Coding does the same things. Students who speak Indonesian and English are better multitasker because they are used to switching between language structure coding. Likewise, and involves understanding and working with the structures.
Let we see in most basic form. Programming is the act of feeding a predetermined set of instructions to a machine that interprets and executes them. The simplest computer scripts are comparable to recipes. Programming exercises are an essentially linear, deductive, goal-oriented form of thinking. Unlike a recipe for cooking, however, programming can be unforgivingly rigid. There's an often repeated saying that computers do what you tell them to do, not what you want them to do. Human to human communication, on the other hand, is idiomatic, expressive, and often downright ambiguous. To the extent that foreign language instruction is an exercise in interpersonal communication, computer programming of any type is a very poor substitute. So I don't agree that coding language tap into the same language regions of the brain that learning a foreign language does.
In my conclusion, learning a language increases perception. Multilingual students are better at observing their surroundings. They can focus on important information and include information that is less relevant. They are also better at spotting misleading data. Likewise, programming necessitates the being able to focus on what practical on what works while eliminating bugs. Foreign language instruction to the emphasize practical communication, what student can do with the language. Simi, simir, similarity, similarly, coding is practical, empowering, and critical to the daily life everyone living in the last century. In fact, computer programming jobs are growing at twice the national average. Only 10% of high school is have computer programming class, and only 13% of the status allow on computer science to fulfill a math or science graduation requirement. So, students in Indonesian high school should be allowed to take classes in programming language, allowing programming to count as a foreign language is big step in the right direction.
In the end, another distinction between human and computer language has to do with translatability. Some programming languages can be described as Turing complete, meaning that they can express the universe of computable algorithms and procedures and can, in principle, be translated from one another. By contrast, human language are shaped by historical, cultural, and environmental contexts. There are many well-known instances of word and sentiment that cannot be translated from one language into another. So I think students in Indonesia high schools should not be allowed to take classes in programming language to fulfill foreign language requirements.